understanding taxation system of any country is very, very important, not just for the working professionals, but also for students like you and me, to understand how things work, what is going to be the shape of your savings, your earnings, and how are you going to manage your university fees, your accommodation, everything likewise. So understanding the taxation system of any country is very, very important. And in this video, we are going to see the taxation, basically basic aspects of the taxation and the returns here in the UK, which is not just for the working professionals, but also for the students out there. So let's get started. So first thing, two most important things which I've also covered in my previous video that you need and should have before starting to work in the UK, and every employer is going to ask you this question, or I would say these two documents, which is the NI number and the share code. Both of these documents are generated online. What you need is your passport and your BRP for this. And you'll get your NI number and your share code, which you will eventually share to your employer before starting working part-time or full-time in the UK. Second thing, your tax code. There is a basic taxation system in the UK which says that any income below 1250 pounds cannot be taxed. So your tax code, in most of the cases, my tax code before when I was working part-time and now when I'm working full-time is the same, that is 125L, because we are in the basic tax category. And if you are working part-time 20 hours, it is majorly the case that you are not going to pay any taxes out there. But remember to check your tax code when you're working for more than 20 hours on your off-term time, because this happened with me. I swear this is a very minute mistake that can happen, but if this happens, I eventually got a lot of my money deducted when I started working 40 hours, because my tax code was by mistake changed on the portal, and which I skipped, and eventually I ended up paying a lot more taxes, which I got refund. And there's a system as well, the way we have ITR filings in India, we get same filings as HMRC filings here in the UK, wherein you can request and get your return if you have paid a much more taxes. But make sure you check your tax code, which in most of the cases, as I said, is 125L, and check that if you're earning less than 1250 pounds per month, you are not going to fall into the tax category. That is, there won't be any deductions apart from the NI deductions that you have. So the basic deductions would be there, but not the tax deductions. So this was the first point. The second point is P45, P60. There are two forms that you will get in the UK, which even I was baffled when I heard for the very first time, and till date this confuses me a lot. That is P45 and P60. Now all the tax that you pay in the year, like whether you pay just the NI tax or you pay much more tax, especially when you start working more than 40 hours, you will have to pay in major cases, like if your income goes to more than 125L. And that is why even this mishap happened with me. 1250, if when you start working more than 40 hours, you'll start earning like more than 1250 pounds a month, there is a possibility of you paying taxes. And that is the time when you will have two forms that is the time when you will learn these two forms, not have, because one of them you'll have only after you end up your tenure with a particular organization. So the two forms are P60 and P45. Whatever taxes you pay in a year is returned and is written, like it is mentioned or listed down in P60 form, and whatever taxes or whatever, like the entire deductions which you paid when you were with a particular employer is given in the P45 form. So P60 is like till date, whatever taxes you paid for the entire year, for the year of 2022, 2023, 24, whatever taxes you paid will be P60. P45 would be if you're working with McDonald's. What is the taxes that you paid when you're working with McDonald's would be your P60. P45. You will get a P45 for your McDonald's if you go to KFC as a part of your second employment. So P45 is After you get out of a particular firm and join another firm, they are going to ask you P45, which is something that you'll get from your previous employer. These two forms or documents are very, very important again, because this forms kind of your I would say identity, your existence identity here, or your working identity here in the UK. So it is very, very important to have these two forms in place, and it is very, very important to have, like, utmost important to have these two in place, is my point here. Second, yeah, this was the second point. Third point, credit score system. So if you are in the UK, even as a student, you can eventually build your credit score, and credit score helps a lot, especially when you come down to the UK. And I faced a lot of problem because I didn't had a credit score like for 1 year, and I had to now, and I then had to, like, I wanted an iPhone, the latest version of it, and I had to pay entire tax because I had no credit score built up that time. So a lot of students miss out on this opportunity, but building your credit score is very, very important, especially if you, like, it will help you in all your EMIs. If you want to, if you want to buy an iPhone, the latest version of iPhone on EMI, you can eventually buy it if you had a good credit system, and if Apple Store allows you to be credited in the form of EMI for the latest version of your purchases. So how can you build your credit score as a student? There are many ways that you can build your credit score. First of all, you have a bank account. What I did, and what I am eventually following up now, and today I have touched with a good credit score. What I did was I automated all my payments as debit schedules in my credit card. For example, in my bank card, for example, HSBC. Now what you can do is, and even I did when I was staying in the university accommodation, was I have HSBC card. I just linked like monthly payments with the HSBC card, and it gets deducted like monthly. So when I came out of the accommodation, I had like 2-3 payments. Likewise, I bought a cycle on EMI, which again was like a monthly payment. I had my university accommodation, as well as I had my fees that was to be like paid quarterly. Yeah, quarterly payment was there. So because I had a lot of payments that was going monthly and quarterly in forms of small chunks of EMI, I today have a credit score which is very, very strong. And if I want iPhone 15 Pro Max, which definitely I'm going to buy, I can today buy it on the credit score. But this was not possible when I was a student because I missed this opportunity. So for all the students, even for the working professionals, it is very, very important to build a credit score, and eventually you'll have a lot more benefits with a good credit score, isn't it? The same way it works in India or in your country, likewise. So yes, so these were the top 3 tips for the earnings, savings, and the financial advice kind of thing for the students in the UK. For more such informative videos, stay tuned and subscribe. Thank you.